we're recording, and Shady's being eaten live.
Yep.
Everyone to No Small Feat, and boy howdy did we have a fun time last time. Sorry we had to take that week off, but it's okay. It just allowed us extra time to get this one with lots of art, which is important to me, and that's what matters. Last time, our intrepid heroes went to the town of the city of Grimhelm, where they met all sorts of characters. They visited the Countess Malus Rain, who she was so sad because her darling little daughter had been kidnapped by those nasty fair folk, and our heroes were like, "Hey, we'll go get her back for you," and it was real sweet. And she just was like, "Oh, but there's a possibility you won't come back. Can I look after anything for you while you're gone?" And our heroes were like, "Well, we've got these incredibly valuable gems that are necessary to restore a king to the country and stop the plague of disasters and famines and monsters that we're dealing with. And if those got lost in fairyland, the country would be screwed," which is very true. So they're like, "Well, maybe we should leave these behind." And Countess Malus was like, "Yeah, that's a good idea." And they left them with her as they went off to fairyland. And when they went off to fairyland, there was a countess there too, Countess Vespity Lacewing, who was very adamant about how she was going to keep the little girl that she had taken, and that the little girl, Dora Rain, was rightfully hers, and that the heroes would have to prove themselves to her to even get an audience with the girl by overcoming a gauntlet of enemies. And so our heroes fought their way through countless fair folk, and had all sorts of fun little interactions with them, and eventually got to the Countess's castle, and finally got an audience with Dora Rain, after possibly killing a Jub bird and lighting several people on fire to their dismay. Our heroes talked to the little girl, and it turned out Lady Vespity was her fairy godmother, and that Malus was her wicked stepmother, who beat her and made her do tons of physical labor that really should be done by an entire workforce, like trying to clean a castle all by herself when she's 9. So, it turns out that our heroes didn't quite have all the facts that they might have wanted.
Rubbing it in.
They get back to Grimhelm, and it turns out Lady Malus just up and left with 3 of the fucking crown jewels. So it wasn't the best moment for our heroes. Kind of a little bit of a setback. Plus side, they ran into Leone while in Fairyland. Long story. And now they're gonna rob Leone's dad for some sweet dopamine, and also loot.
Did not gather the fucking fairy godmother pun last time. And I don't know if I'm more upset at you or me.
It's not even a pun, it's just literally what she is. Little girl's fairy godmother versus the wicked stepmother.
There's also a fairy.
Well, no, Lady Malus is human. For now.
Now.
We are an RPG.
Yeah.
Alright, so on the plus side,
has multiple stages.
Yeah, on the plus side, you guys have instated a benevolent ruler to Grimhelm itself, and the county overall. Dora is in charge, with Lady Vespity as her counselor and mother figure. So, it's not like the villain who was fighting against you is ruling this city, because that could turn badly for you. At the very least, Grimhelm currently has a very strong leadership of a whole bunch of goblins and bugbears and shit at her beck and call, should things get dicey. So that's good. And you've got Leonie, and as we pick up where we left off last time, Leonie's like, so. She pulls out a ring of keys she has. You guys said you wanted to rob my dad?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I can't say I would mind.
Could use the chance to blow off some steam.
Alright, well, if we're doing this, we should probably plan. And, I could probably use some help going splitsies on a room at the inn. So, interlude in Grimhelm. This is basically our time to plot and scheme for our heist. Spend some of that money you guys have in your pocket, because you guys did get a substantial amount of gold / zenith from robbing the Rain Castle. And as this is an official interlude scene, I'll allow you to forge or strengthen some bonds. Because God knows you guys went through some shit.
Fair, fair.
Beast.
I'm gonna add for Malus as a bond, hatred.
Oh, beautiful. That's why I love this system.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take Leonie's
What's
dad
your name
off
again?
Our villain,
Is-
Lady Malus Rain. Or Countess Malus Rain, or as she probably would have preferred to remain, Duchess Malus Riker.
I'm just gonna put bitch face.
And I'll spell Malus for you all. It's an old-timey name.
Malice.
Mhm.
Right.
Yep. Should I pick up my whatever I get for thunder stuff right now too?
Yeah, absolutely. So, at the the fucking country club hunting lodge, you had ordered. You see the instructions like, good are you here? See, I've got one set of bolt-aligned materials for you. These Thunderrock feathers. And you get these really big fucking eagle feathers that just have a slight hum of static electricity when you touch them.
Many.
You ordered one, so you get one.
Okay.
Let's put up quite a fight. Ate 3 of my men before we brought it down.
Sounds like the making of a good hunt.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I watched from quite a safe spot. It was ripping.
How would you say about getting some air next?
Smashing some wind materials. And yes, how many would you like us to go down for?
Just one.
And all right.
How much does that cost again?
Let me open up a couple sessions ago and see what I was charging for this. Unless I have it written down here. Do I have it written down here? I'm slowly turning into a frog.
As happens.
An absolutely dreadful curse. I'm so sorry.
You hate to see it.
It's 10 zenith.
All right. Consider it a deal.
There you go. So 10 cents per thing you want back. So
Okay.
all right, there you go.
I'm gonna mute while I'm getting eaten by a beast.
All right, good enough.
Oh yeah, forgot. Can put our characters on the map. Do we want to get any like upgrades at the soldiers' barracks out of the way too?
Yeah, it's your interlude. Do any housekeeping, any preparation? Notably, while you guys are walking throughout town, Leonie wears her visor down, as if purposely trying to obscure her face.
It's fair.
So a reminder of what you can do at the soldier barracks, should anyone want to. Basically, you can train there to get better mastery of a weapon or armor. The exact mechanics of it, again, I'll just keep this Chrome Hem exploration doc up. Get +2 attack bonus to one specific weapon, or a +2 defense bonus to one specific armor or shield. The basic idea is that your time spent with the soldiers helps them train you with one specific weapon or shield or armor, so that you're better at using it for its purpose.
Mm-hmm. So if it's +2 to armor, do I have to pick between defense or magic defense?
Yeah, I would
Get it
say
for
so.
Shield.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna do
I
that
did
for my
shield, I
runic
got a
armor.
bonus to both.
Then do what I said last time. Do it if you want to bonus of both. I don't really mind.
Oh, okay.
Because yeah, it would make sense that you would know how to use it better, for defense and regardless.
There we go. Okay, so I chose my runic armor.
Nice.
I'm gonna.
I might do the same and get a bonus to my armor.
Now, this only works once. I'm not going to let you eventually get a +20 bonus to your armor. It only works once per piece.
Actually, I might train on using a staff because I seem to be sticking with staves as a weapon.
Yeah, I should start to note and stuff if I've upgraded it.
I'm gonna train with my bow while we're
That's a
here.
+2.
I'm gonna train with my magic defense.
Okay, so that did it. Nice.
And with we can train things we've trained before, right?
No. So you they can only train you so much. You get a +2 bonus to one if you've trained with swords, and that works for all swords because you've learned how swords work. If you've trained for armor or a shield, it's that specific armor or a shield, how to wear it and whatnot. And you only do it once per thing, because I'm not eventually giving you a +20 bonus with the starting equipment.
Oh no, I was just trying to make sure if I should go back in armor, if I should actually train a weapon. So I'm gonna train a weapon. And I'm gonna add it to the crossbow so I can actually use that in combat.
I am very good with this bow now.
Anyone gonna buy anything at shops?
I think.
Wait,
Oh, go ahead.
wait. We robbed the shit out of this guy.
That's probably
Yeah.
fair.
I mean, we already have a shopping trip planned.
I was going to
That's
say.
true.
I'd like to go buy a funky costume at the costume shop
Absolutely.
because that's been an option. And like, yes, you all have your fancy costumes, but Mont Blanc, could disguise himself as a court jester fool in the most awkward of situations, and I think it would be hilarious.
The nuker of fairies. The nuker
And you
of
did get
fairies.
acting training.
Yes. So Mont Blanc, where's your little feller at? Not on the map. Mont Blanc this way. We go to costume shop.
There's a somewhat burly tailor woman in the costume shop. All right, what you need, buddy?
I am looking for a delightfully whimsical costume that will disguise me from people thinking it's me.
So like a dog or a knight, like
Whatever you think would fit best.
okay.
Have fun with it.
All right. She absolutely gives you a clown outfit. Complete with like a little like jester's mask to really help hide the identity. Like a fucking hexadecimal from Reboot mask. Like this.
Oh, I'm glad we were thinking of the same thing. Mont Blanc holds the mask gently in his hands, and a smile grows on his lips, both genuine and wicked in parts. Though the wicked's not quite as strong as the genuine, and he goes, "How much for the costume, dear madam?"
Zenit or gold. Gold is the in-story currency. Zenit's mechanically what it is, so you know.
I didn't hear the number, sorry.
5.
5?
5.
Oh! Well, okay then.
We're actors. We're not that rich.
No, that's fair.
Damn.
I mean, trust me, I come from a little village that no one knows. I understand.
As you guys are here, Leona's like, it might be smart for all of us to get identity concealing costumes for the play that we're going to be putting on later tonight. For
Okay.
Very good point.
my friend.
Charles looks between himself, Edmund, and Scrunt. Right.
You never
All
know.
right, so what do y'all want to be?
Surprise me.
Fucking God. She sews you an outfit that makes you look like a person in a 2-person horse suit. It's even rigged so that the back legs move as if there was another person sort of awkwardly bent over, attached to your ass. Although notably, it's not a horse; it's a jackass.
How much?
5 Zenit gold.
On it. Here you go.
I'm just gonna ask for a plague doctor outfit.
Oh fuck! I could have asked for.
Okay, but just so you know, I've got to make sure that the cross signals are blue instead of red, or else it's gonna be like impersonating a doctor, and then that's against the law.
That's fine. It's just for a plague.
And you have a plague doctor outfit.
Alright. Absolutely nobody will be able to see your face, so.
Yep.
Also, I might terrify her, Leonie's shitty dad to death.
Yeah, because plague doctor outfits are what's worn by medical personnel in this world. All right, you two, lion boy and cowboy, what you want?
I think I need something that will disguise my identity well. Got it. Make me a pirate.
Okay. And she makes you a pitch perfect Viking outfit. Because it's a vaguely medieval fantasy land, so pirates as we know them are really more of a late Renaissance thing. But the equivalent would be Vikings. Clearly it's a theater Viking, which means you have big cow horns.
Go with my other horns.
Somehow, like, the beard actually goes a long way towards disguising just, like, the catness of your face. As do, like, the kind of furry Viking boots. Like, other than your tail sticking out, it's pretty good at making you look human.
It's
Oh.
perfect.
Absolutely well done.
Alright. It's your turn, Bull Boy.
Out of character, I got no clue, so I'm just gonna go with what DZ suggested and go dragon.
Oh.
I got no clue. Sorry, I'm
No, you're
kinda
fine.
not in the right headspace right now.
Let's see. I'm looking for what would essentially be what you got going on here. No, these all.
Maybe I'll just be another Viking. I already got the horns.
No, I just want a visual. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty hardcore. Oh no, this is way better. Okay. So imagine this, but with like a curtain draping over the front so you can't see the person inside. It's essentially like you're wearing a dragon as a backpack. Complete with like a puppet controlled head. And despite the fact that some of these outfits are rather cumbersome, they are made in such a way that you can move very easily and freely with them. Because the women and men who work in costume shops and theaters can work wonders. The more you know.
Absolutely fantastic. Thank
So
you.
no one's gonna believe you're a dragon, but they are gonna believe that you're a person in a dragon costume. Which is enough.
They won't know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Mont Blanc will go, "This is absolute fantastic work. Thank you very much." And he's going to leave 25 zenith on the table.
Is that for everybody?
No, this is like I paid for my own. I'm just
Mhm.
giving her another 25.
She looks like, thank you very much. Damn, I can buy a lot of booze. There's one thing I learned reading.
Extra money.
There's one thing I learned reading medieval literature is that pretty much everyone had alcoholism in the Middle Ages.
I mean, the waters were not the cleanest, so I don't blame him.
All right. We got costumes for our heist. We forged bonds. And I'm assuming we're ready to sort of get into it. Leone suggests like resting at the inn first to recover whatever we need to recover. and wait until night to do our thieving.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
We all agree with that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So when you guys go to the Two Brothers Tavern Inn, there is actually a person in the green and orange livery of the city of Langchild waiting there at the inn. When he sees you guys entering now, it's important. Are you wearing your costumes right now?
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
Not yet.
When he sees you entering, he's like, "Oh wow, it was astoundingly literal, that note. Would you all happen to be?" And he takes out a scroll and reads, "Montblanc, the Scholar of Beasts, Sir Edmund Guilford, Lady Alvid Aberg, Charles the Esteemed Shieldmaster, and Scrunt Fatinacious?"
Yes. Who may we be speaking with?
I am but a humble messenger, sir, for the great Sir Peter Hammerschmidt. And he is extending to you an invitation to see his marvelous menagerie.
God damn it.
Okay.
It is a collection of rare creatures from all across Midgardheim, a sign of his fantabulous wealth, and he invites only the privileged few. And I have been told that you have made the shortlist to see the menagerie as it debuts now that it is finally complete.
Oh. Well, I don't want to speak directly for my compatriots, but I would be most ecstatic to come visit.
I think our plan was to head that way anyway, so, would be nice to be the welcomed guest.
Excellent. Can I tell him that we should expect you within a fortnight?
Yes.
He doesn't expect us to stay as exhibits afterwards.
Oh.
No,
Oh,
stop
oh.
laughing.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was a joke.
People were people were trying to get me to go there as an exhibit, so I just wanted to be sure.
Oh, well, it's full at the moment, so you should be okay. I'm fairly certain he wouldn't want to imprison his guests. I should be honest. I do not know how your names came to his tongue, but he seemed quite insistent. You must have been highly recommended.
Dragon that recently joined the menagerie.
Yes, it was the completion of the set. It was the last major exhibit that we needed filled.
So we're being invited as collaborators then.
Yes, I would assume so. We did help Sir Garston catch it.
Yes, I forgot that is part of the note, and he gives you the money from Sir George Garston, which Garston had actually paid you already for your services. You've now been paid twice for this job.
I mean,
How much did we get?
Is it?
I believe last time it was 500 Zenit apiece. I'd have to check my notes, but I think that's how it shaked out.
Another 500? Dang. Over
Ah.
3,000.
This guy really spares no expense.
Well, let me double check, but oh, I'm sorry. It was 1,000 Zenit apiece.
Oh,
Okay.
Jeez. Ooh.
So now you've gotten 2,000 per person for this job.
oh. Well, we appreciate it very much, and let him know we will be there within a fortnight. We have some ends to tie up here first.
but of course, there's so much to do in Grimhelm. Thank you. I shall go to my master post haste and make sure that he is prepared for your arrival. You need not worry about staying in any inns while you are in Langchild. The master's estate will be waiting for you. Ta-ta! And off the little herald runs.
As
And
soon as he-
Leone watches him run and looks at you guys like, oh, so, Hammerschmidt, huh?
We ran into Sir Garston back in Grimhelm and offered to help him with the job, mostly because we were not sure he would not have killed the Beluda.
Alright. So, do you guys, know Hammerschmidt personally?
No.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna let you know what you're going in for. He's a rival of my dad's, so I've met him on a couple of occasions. He's kind of a lot. Really, really likes to make himself the center of attention. My dad's obsessed with, collecting money. Hammerschmidt's obsessed with, impressing with money. Which I can almost respect to an extent, but, he doesn't try to impress by doing nice things for other people. He tries to impress by buying things that he thinks are impressive. Which, I mean, cool. It's cool to have nice things, but kind of a jackass.
Good to know going into the situation.
Yeah, he actually invited me to see his menagerie a few years back, when it wasn't completed, I guess, if he says it's completed now. I said no, because that just sounded awful. Who wants to see a bunch of animals in cages?
Your father as well, then.
Well, that was back. It was after Dad kicked me out when I was working over in Hans End. I think really what he wanted was to see if I could give him some of Dad's business contacts. When I say he's my dad's rival, I mean that in a very, very literal sense. They compete.
Oh, okay.
Dad's really not happy that Peter got a knighthood before he did. So, yeah, good luck with that.
Good to know. Good to know.
All right. And you guys bunk down for the night if you have nothing else to do or interrogate in that. And Leonie's going to talk to you about her dad's shop. All right. There's two real entrances to the shop. There's the loading dock entrance in the side, and there's the front entrance. Now, the plus side is the loading dock entrance is less conspicuous than just going in the front after closing hours. Less likely for people to pass by and see that something's going on in the shop. But it also means we have to go through the loading area, and we have to sneak around the back of the building when we're getting there, which might draw some attention. So short term, it's more it makes it, it'll be less weird to just go in the front, but long term it'll be less conspicuous if we go in through the side. At least that's my 2 cents.
It seems reasonable to me.
That it does. My concern is, does he have any magical wards to protect his items?
See, I don't know. I haven't been in the shop for, I think the last time I went was 2 years ago. He had a couple of magic items then, but he wasn't really in that business. Most of his stuff was mundane, but he's been trying to move into more magic item trade because that's really where the big money is, especially in a city like Grimhelm, where you have lots of visitors who are looking for stuff to help them on their various travels. So I can't say for sure.
That is fair. He did.
I do think the fact that I've got a key means at the very least we won't set off any traps coming in.
We'll just have to
Fair.
keep our wits about us when we're inside.
Makes sense to me.
I'm down for it.
I'm very interested in seeing how this goes.
Yeah. Any other planning you want to do? Anyone got some bright heist schemes, or are we just going to charge in and figure out what happens from there?
We could run a distraction of some sort.
Don't know what use I'm going to be. This is completely out of my use.
Hmm.
I am big and noticeable, so
Wait, who would we be distracting, though? Isn't nobody there?
Just because it is night does not mean there are not people around. The shop may be empty, but for patrolling guards, for passerbyers in the road, the drunks going home for the night, someone might see, someone might intervene, especially with a large crew. Now, if there was, per se, a dragon being chased around town by a Viking, that would garner attention.
What are the views on a public sort of play like that? And how good are
people
your
would definitely-
acting skills?
I mean, you guys did train with the actors, so pretty good.
Yeah, so Charles and Edmund could.
the only plays I've been in were tragedies.
While you are playing a dragon being chased by a noble warrior, it is your role to, quote-unquote, perish.
TT out of character, is Beowulf equivalent post or pre this setting timeline?
Beowulf would be significantly earlier and would be famous by this point.
Okay. But I know a story we can do. In fact, my costume's perfect for it. Have you heard the tale of Beowulf and his battle against the dragon?
Ooh, yes, that's the one about the King of Geatland.
Exactly. I'll be Beowulf. You'll be the dragon.
I to know that one.
Was that?
I think Charles is too far south to know that one.
It's a Germanorian legend. It's where my family tree comes from, Germanor. The King of Geatland, Beowulf. He helped King Hrothgar of Heorot, which later became Heorotshire, defeat the monster Grendel and its mother. And then when he was really, really fucking old, Beowulf found out there was a grave dragon that was running rampant because someone robbed its treasure hoard, and he went to go fight it and got his ass killed.
I think he killed the dragon too, though.
Yeah, he and Wiglaf, I think, his buddy, they killed the dragon with bees.
Ugh.
So this
Yeah, trained bees. It was kind of weird, but I guess it worked. I guess the dragon had an allergy.
Well, don't worry, Charles. We'll just pretend about the bees.
It would be a very distracting and popular play to be going on.
Everyone likes a good Beowulf.
Would anyone else's costume be appropriate to join in, or is it just going to be a two-man show?
Could probably join in because I don't think Jackass costume is the most stealthy.
Grunt.
Nice.
Scrunt is Beowulf's noble donkey steed.
I was just going to say, like, oh god, Radon on his tiny horse.
If you could keep most of the crowds away from the front of the building and all eyes on you.
Yeah, well, the map's gone, but his shop was across the street from the theater. We could try setting it up in front of the theater to draw attention away from that side of the street to the one we're on.
Mm-hmm.
And by being by the theater, it wouldn't be too strange to see, people running around causing a commotion in costume.
Probably happens quite often, to be honest. Especially with them giving free acting lessons to people.
Makes sense.
People want to show off what they learned. I will say it was pretty funny. Just side thing. When I went to London, I did do an actual theater acting lesson in the basement of the Globe Theater. Like the actual Globe Theater.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sure.
All right.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. That sounds like a really
you're
good plan.
Mhm.
All right. So we got the map out. Did I move everyone to the map correctly? Yeah, I did. Okay, good. We've got our map out. I'm gonna say make some just straight willpower checks, acting related to distract people. And everyone else, unless you have a specific approach to stuff that you think would work better than just being sneaky Pete's, do a Dex plus Insight to sneak up to the side entrance of Vermin's shop without being caught.
Remember, we have a +2 for acting stuff.
Yep.
Oh shit! Let me re-roll then.
You could just add a 2 to that.
Yeah, let's add 2 to that. For 12. Acting is like this is going to be a 10 anyway. 10 difficulty level for both of these.
Okay.
That didn't go through for some reason.
What was the
That's delayed.
willpower?
Mm-hmm.
Full willpower.
Double willpower. To be convincingly theatrical.
And you get a +2.
Except I rolled shit.
Oof.
Hey, it's fine. Your compatriots rolled well as so.
Mm-hmm.
You're good.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
can just play it off as you're nervous for the first time acting. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Meanwhile, that worked well enough. In fact, fuck the stealth rolls. Mont Blanc, Bright Eyes, you and Leone, you're in.
Alright.
Oh, and I should get.
steal all of his shit.
And let me get my soundtrack up for this.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
before we split up, could I have cast a spell on the group going in?
Absolutely.
So whoever has magic defense lesser than 12, up to 3 of you, I would have used aura.
Oh, thank you.
Shit. All right. So the first room that you guys get into,
I don't hear the song yet.
it's playing for me. Is it playing for you guys?
I'm
Playing-
hearing it.
It's playing for me, yeah.
Okay. Maybe I just turn the music volume up.
What song is it?
This is Rusted Valor from Final Fantasy IX, i.e. the
Okay.
music that plays when Steiner is doing something silly. I love Steiner so much. I love all the Final Fantasy IX characters. They're all such wonderful goons. So, okay, you are in the loading room. This room is filled with chests and crates, most of which are empty. Varen must have unloaded his most recent shipments. So there are two doors, one to the south of the map and one to the northeast. Northeast. That's how directions work, William.
Yums.
Just gonna.
So,
Am I able to peek in this door without opening it all the way?
there's you try to look through the keyhole, but there's not much in there. It's small. Do you try the handle?
She's gonna look back at the other two and like gesture to the door. Like, should I?
Annie looks confused and she's like, I don't remember there being a door there. And she goes up and tries her key on it, and it doesn't work. What did the old man add? With a difficulty level 12 Dex plus Insight check, you can pick this lock.
What do you got for those Mont Blanc?
D8 and a D10 for Dex and Insight.
Okay, I've got a D8 and everything because I took the Jack of all trades sort of thing.
I can roll it.
We lost scene.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Mont Blanc's going to lean down and be like, Barnaby, I need the special thing I told you to hold.
Wow.
Thank you. And he pulls out this like long, little thin rod of metal. He's like, not my first time I've had to break into things. We're gonna see how well this goes.
Just because I love the casual reveal of Mont Blanc being a thief, I'm going to give you a +2 advantage. This little conditional bonus.
That doesn't help, Will.
All right, you break that little metal thing.
That's about right. Can I pull it out of the door?
No, you break it.
Shit. Fuck. I am a bad thief. I am a scholar first.
Barnacle tentacles.
But Barnaby, you don't think you could use your wing to pick the lock, do you? Like that one time?
Leone takes her hammer and just smacks it against the door. Damn. Well, budge. Well, let's try this one.
Hopefully they didn't hear that.
Meanwhile, outside, how's the acting going, gang?
Please no.
Yeah, foul dragon, I shall slay you!
Please no.
Yeah! Our German man!
God damn it!
There's there's a brief sound of something thumping from Behrman's shop across the street that briefly makes you three stop and panic, but the audience seems to think that somebody like is stomping their feet, and they start doing the boom 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 like the "We Will Rock You."
Oh my god. Jesus.
Stomp, stomp, clap. Stomp, stomp, clap. Okay. So you guys, meanwhile, in the shop, you guys try this door. It turns out this door is open.
We're able to peek
Be
in.
careful, Leone. Be careful, Leone. He has a bunch of magical items.
Yeah.
So
I
it would not
gotcha.
surprise me if he had some sort of booby trap planned.
Oh, nice suit of armor. Mine's cooler. All right. You guys are in his beautiful shop. It is filled with all sorts of things that I'm going to list for you. Many of which will sound familiar. There is the Goetic Maleficarium, double-handed, double insight, dark grimoire that helps you fight demons. There's the Leech Grimoire, a poison-aligned grimoire that allows you to suck HP out of things. The Master Hand Gauntlet, the Hornet Dagger, which has a multi-attack 3, the Death Blade, one-handed, dark-aligned sword, Xena's Chakram, the Shadow Tunic, the White Tunic, the Red Tunic, the Shield of the Weasel, rubies, topaz. There are also rubies, topaz, sapphires, and emeralds, each with enough to enchant one weapon or armor. The colors correspond to their elemental affinity, so ruby equals wind, topaz, which is yellow, equals fire, sapphires, which are blue, equal water, and emeralds, which are green, equal earth. There are pendants of resistance for each magic type, and there are nobleman masquerade masks. 4 are available.
So, like, do we just pillage it all?
I emptied my backpack.
I mean, I did too, but, like, I don't need another Goetic Maleficarium.
Neither does he.
That's a valid point. He says, grabbing the Goetic Maleficarium and putting it next to his. He wouldn't have his on him.
Alright, the minute you grab the Goetic Maleficarium,
Uh-oh.
that big suit of armor in the corner starts moving.
See? Booby trap.
Alright, roll initiative.
Characters, notes and stats.
Doubles.
I think that this is just the stuff that's on display. I wonder what they have in the back.
Alright. So this automaton wearing knight's armor attacks you guys. What is his initiative, William? Bright Eyes, you managed to beat his initiative. Everyone else was below.
Okay.
So Bright Eyes gets to go first.
Alright, well, I don't want to burn the place down, so I'm just going to use my bow. Since I'm
Alright.
more accurate with it now. Not if I roll a 2, though.
Yep, the arrow bounces off of his armor. The knight sees that you attacked it with the arrow, and decides to shield blast Mont Blanc because he's the one who touched some shit. His might is 10. Okay. 10 hit you, Mont Blanc?
Physical defense or magical defense?
Physical.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, good. You take 12 damage.
Oh, that's not bad.
And you get to go next.
Shaking it off a little bit, he's going to take a look at the suit of armor. It's like, I can't melt you because we're in a wooden building. However, where did they go? I'm on the wrong tab. That would help. No one said I couldn't freeze you.
Nice. Let's see. What's his magic defense? That does hit. Okay, so he takes a good chunk of damage. Very nice. All right. It's his turn, and he decides to go after the one who shot him with an arrow. Does 12 hit you, Bright Eyes?
It does. It wouldn't if it was
Oh.
magic, though.
Okay. You take 16 damage as he slashes you. And Leonie shouts, "Lay off my friend!" And then leaps forward with her hammer. And hopefully doesn't fucking suck. What's his defense? That hits. Okay. Barely hits, but it hits. So he takes less damage than we would like. But he still takes damage. And him in anger at being hit by a sword or the hammer slashes at Leonie. And fails to breach her defense. All right, back to the start. Bright Eyes.
Alright, so Bright Eyes, seeing that her arrow isn't doing much, but Leonie's got a big fucking hammer, she's gonna use Encourage, and she's gonna get 15 hit points. I know she hasn't lost any.
Mm-hmm.
But you can choose Dexterity, Insight, Might, or Willpower and treat the chosen attribute as being 1 dice size higher.
Fuck yeah! Okay. Kick ass.
She's gonna go, "You got him, Leonie!" As she's holding.
Do we hear the shouting outside?
Yeah, like by this point, like even though the crowd is cheering for you guys, you do hear some clanging going on, and you've also noticed that other actors have appeared and started putting on shows next to you. So if you wanted to, you could do a dexterity plus willpower to stealthily exit the stage.
Fuck it, we ball.
I kind of had an idea for drawing attention for.
Absolutely,
I don't wanna
go ahead.
interrupt
No, absolutely, go ahead.
Being the dragon will roar out and issue a challenge to the knight or to the Viking and any other like soldier or knight dressed actors, and like try to see if they can overpower me, because I want to roll might or effort. Be like either a tug of war or like they all try to like push against each other against me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not describing it well. Just try to make a big commotion to lure them, so like maybe Scrunt can sneak off.
Absolutely, do it.
Oh, and I have a tune. I'm just not doing good tonight. Sorry, everybody.
Did you add the two?
Aid?
Yep.
No, I mean, does anyone want to aid him in that?
Do I have to
I'm just
invoke
trying to get
a
Edmund
bond
involved
for
with it
that?
if he wants to.
Wait, do I have... Okay, I do. Do I have to invoke a bond for that?
Shit! Charles, you could just
I
invoke a
have-
bond.
I have tons of Fabula points too.
Yeah. Remember that failures don't have to stay failures.
Oh shit!
Yeah, we should be doing that.
Just invoke a bond to get a bonus to that. You're doing it to help your
Okay.
friends out.
Yeah, I mean, and I do have a bond with Edmund.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you do a 10. You get everyone sufficiently distracted. A bunch of people are now clamoring to try to slay the dragon, which gives Edmund and Scrunt full reign to sneak into the shop and try and help.
Yeah, Squirtin's gonna go
now
ahead.
I'm just
and-
going on a dragon rampage, trying to play
Excellent.
around.
It will take you until next round to get in though.
It happens.
So we are
I'm
so
going to interrupt
um,
combat there.
yeah. So where were we? It was the knight's turn, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the knight had just attacked Leone.
No,
I think
then
it's
I
top
went.
of the ring. Oh, then you went. Okay.
So it's the knight's
Knight's
turn. Okay. It's angry that it didn't hit Leonie the first time, and then it fails to hit her again. That's fucking funny. Okay. Next is Mont Blanc.
Yes. I want to do. Scatha, was your thing a specific your class thing, or is that a generic action?
That is specific to the orator.
Okay. Good to know. I just wanted to make sure. Mont Blanc's going to do the run up and be like, well, I don't know if this is going to work, but stop hitting my friend, please.
Yeah, that works. Shit. Yeah, that works.
Damn.
So, oof. Now my brain's got to do math. So that's 23, right?
Mhm.
Damn, tasty. He did not like that. The knight did not like that. It's a robot, and it's now being forced to conceive of death. It tries to shield bash you. Does 8 hit you, Mont Blanc?
Physical stats, it matches my defense.
Okay, then it does. So it does 12 points of damage.
So I stay at the same number because I healed half of that I took from him, and then
Oh, yeah, shit.
yeah, it was just no, please stop.
That's fucking funny. Okay, and now I'm gonna roll Leonie's attack here because her die is improved in size. And add whatever. Okay. So what did she get? Fuck. Oh fuck. Leonie does 19 damage.
Yeah.
Dang.
Like, she's like, "Eyes on me, asshole!" And she like major bonks that automaton knight on the head.
You also forgot to roll 12s for that.
Shit.
She's been encouraged.
Oh yeah, shit.
So that would be like, just add 2 of those.
Yeah. So yeah, she bonks that fucker on the head real bad.
Still standing though?
Still standing.
Jesus, guy.
It's a tough night. Okay, it now is it's in crisis, having a bad time. it holds up its shield and defends itself. At which point I would say, Scrunt and Edmund, you can enter.
We snaw, motherfucker.
So roll initiative so we can see which one of you goes first.
Okay. Gonna just me.
I faced one foul beast, and now I fight another, yeah.
I forgot you guys are still in costume. Monbach is just in his normal street clothes because I never said. He's just like, what?
Fucking jackass runs in.
Okay. Edmund, have you rolled initiative yet?
His computer crashed.
Oh shit.
It's gonna be a bit before I get back onto roll 20, so we'll just say Edmund took a little bit longer because he had to finish dying.
You know what? That's fair.
Yeah.
Scrunt, do you want to see if you can finish this fucker before we have to do another round?
Yeah, might as well. Bada bing. Does it
Doubles.
what does
Not with his shield up.
not even
But
for
doubles. Doubles, though.
Yeah, if it was a crit doubles, I would say yes, but sadly it's one short.
That fucking whore.
All right. Plus side, it's Mont Blanc's turn.
Oh, awesome. Montblanc's like, well, that last one worked pretty well. He didn't like that. Hi, please stop hitting. Just go down.
All right. You fucking end the life of this robot. And as the light fails from its eyes, you hear it whine, Daisy, Daisy.
No.
Montblanc's just gently patting the head as he goes down.
And congrats, guys! You now have this feels so morbid. You now have automaton armor. It's a martial armor, 12 defense, insight +1 magic defense, -3 initiative. Wearer resists physical, is immune to poison, but vulnerable to bolt.
Making sure to pick up her arrow that she shot. She's just gonna start shoving shit in her bag. She's just like, we need to get the fuck out of here.
You need to get the
Yeah.
fuck out of here. Montblanc in particular is going to go for one of those funky masks and be like, this is probably a really dumb thing to put one on as a disguise, but fuck it, it'd be funny. In his normal terms. That was kind of Gray speaking through. And I'm going to go for this, looking at the table of 4, the second one on the left. This one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to put it on my face.
Nice.
And then shove the other 3 in the bag.
Leone, meanwhile, goes back behind the counter, and immediately gets out the lockbox that contains the day's money.
Mhm.
She opens it up. Well, guys, I think you got a pretty good score. And she
Mhm.
shows you 10,000 Zenit worth of gold.
Holy fuck.
Montblanc gives a
This thing
silent.
loaded.
Montblanc gives a thumbs up. Is like, we should check the other rooms too, just to be sure.
Yeah, Scrub says as he throws the gauntlets into his bag. The master hands, I think they were.
Yep, the master hands.
I am just taking whatever fits in my bag.
Yeah. Grunt is taking whatever will fit in his ass.
Oh,
Right. Right.
Phrase that a
Jesus.
different way.
Took me a second.
I could have said.
Yes,
I
yes,
have-
yes, Charles.
Huh?
Somebody said bright eyes.
Oh, I said bright eyes.
Oh, yes.
Bright eyes. I had a thought while we were fighting our friend. Puck might be able to heat up and melt the lock for that one room that I broke the lock of.
Maybe this goes to the same place though, and this door isn't broken yet.
I don't remember that door either. I also remember the loading dock used to be a lot bigger.
Then perhaps he's been doing something else. Now, I tripped the robot. Would you like to do the honors of opening the door, or would you like my curse luck to trip the curse on this door?
Well, I think you can do it, Mont Blanc. And I'm going to encourage him, so you have a D higher.
I go to open the door.
Alright.
Is it
Same
locked?
rolls last time.
Okay, so Dex plus Will.
If you fumble it, you can. Or wait, if you fail it, you can use fabulous points to re-roll.
So that's a
Gotta remember
D8.
we have this very special resource.
So that's a D10 and a D12 because I had a D8 and a D10. So I'm just gonna roll them here.
There you go.
Hey.
Alright.
I'm a little rusty
Oh.
at this.
Oh.
So, you come across a storage room. In this room, you find more storage crates, these ones filled with dragon hide, pickled dragon organs, carefully wrapped dragon bones. A wyvern skeleton lies on the floor, not yet packed, as is a large dragon skull and a mounted taxidermy dragon head. Most of these packages are labeled as heading to Castle Mazerook. One can find a ledger in the room that details the profits gained from this, having paid Sir Moore of Moore Hall 100,000 zenit, or golds. Vermin Imbecile stands to make a whopping 1,750,000 gold in profit.
Jesus.
There is a box marked Dragon Teeth, but it is mysteriously empty. And in terms of what you find, in terms of raw materials, dragon bones can be ground into a powder and used to make martial armor that is lightweight and incredibly sturdy, but will need more than the average blacksmith or wizard to craft. Dragon hide is similarly useful for making tunics or wizard robes, but likewise needs a special tailor to make it. Dragon blood is toxic, but mixed properly can create salves that increase one's defense or HP temporarily. Weapons hardened in dragon's blood increase attack by 4 and gain +5 fire and +5 poison damage. An ossified gland from the dragon's brain called Drakentite can be used to create a medicinal potion that cures all disease, provided one has phoenix ash and water to mix with it and boil it in. Dragon hearts can improve willpower by 1 dice size. Dragon eyes can increase insight. Dragon liver can increase might. And dragon wing membrane can increase dex. And here's what you get of each, should you decide to use it.
Those last bonuses, were those permanent bonuses?
Permanent bonuses.
Ooh.
Dragons,
Oh.
incredibly magical creatures, and as such, incredibly potent magical ingredients. As
I
Scrunt
think that,
exploited when he sold some of his fucking skin to a guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a moment where the fake dragon costume pops its head and it's like, hey, what's up? Oh.
Leonie's looking at all of this, and she looks at Scrunt, and she's like, I am so sorry.
Scrunt is just sort of like 404 arrowing right now.
Okay, so we're going to take as much as we can physically carry out of this room, because this man does not deserve any of this.
Like, this might be a little gruesome, but we can load up my dragon costume with the dragon parts.
Bright Eyes is just being very quiet, standing in a doorway, and her lips are in a thin, tight, flat line.
Did it say who hunted all these?
These were hunted down, according to the ledger, by Sir Moore of Moore Hall.
Okay, so not Garston.
Edmund and Bright Eyes, you could both do like you can both know off the top of your heads that Sir Moore is the biggest rival Sir George Garston has to the title of best dragon slayer of the current age. He is younger, only in his 50s, and not nearly as prolific, but he's like the second most famous dragon slayer right now. And is very vocal about thinking he's a better dragon slayer than Sir George. In many ways, like, Sir Moore of Moore Hall is a dragon slayer who wants people to know his name, whereas Sir George, for all of his faults, at the very least seems kind of humble about what he is.
And at least Sir George only kills dragons when they're a problem, it seems like.
Mm-hmm. Or tries to in any event.
Looking at this, Bright Eyes is thinking, I guess Sir George isn't that bad.
Mom Long's just shoving things in like, he does not need these.
Leonie looks at Scrunt and she's like, do all dragons speak like you do? And because, like, you're a person.
In all honesty, Scrunt's just like still 404 Air Marine. Like, he's just gone.
And she looks at you guys like, is he okay?
No. But we're going to deal with that later. Let him process a little bit. To answer your question, it depends on the dragon. Sometimes dragons are mostly bestial, like the Pluto we helped capture alive with Sir Garston. But especially for the situation of that the fella there, he says, pointing to the dragon skull larger than they can carry out of the building. That one was probably sentient.
Like a room full of people parts.
Yep. Very magical, incredibly rare, incredibly wealthy people parts.
And Leonie, like, drops her hammer to the ground and slumps down and is like, I don't want to be an imbecile anymore.
Then,
Sorry.
God damn it.
Tried to do it with a straight face, but I couldn't.
Mont Blanc will put a hand on Leonie's shoulder and be like, Leonie, he's technically disowned you, and you are on your own and in no need of him. You don't have to be an imbecile. You can be whoever the hell you want to be. You want to want to go out in the woods and become a mad witch? I happen to have a contact. If you want to become a brave, wandering adventurer, we're not getting into that right now. If you want to go and be a brave knight, we can bring you to meet Sir Garston, who will teach you the ways of knighthood and hopefully not too much dragon slaying. You're more than welcome to adventure with us, but
Leonie nods her head and she's like, you know what I really want to do right now? She
this
grabs her
man's shit.
hammer and hefts it and she's like, hey, Scrunt, you mind if I break these skeletons into powder so my shithole dad can't profit off of them?
Grunt shakes his head and just goes to get a broom to just like spread the shards to where they're just too far gone.
And Leonie proceeds to break all of the dragon bone into tiny, tiny bits.
Oh, while they're demolishing the skeletons, does Charles notice the empty crate labeled Dragon's Teeth?
Yes.
And he sees that and he goes, oh no. Your father just sold someone their own army, I think.
Wait. Do you think it might be those who are the that evil bitch's guards.
She wasn't able to keep servants around, but she still had so many soldiers. There's a legend where someone sewed the dragon's teeth and out popped the Spartoi, the soldiers. And don't know if dragons here are like we're from Mediterra, but it's concerning.
It's a reasonable assumption, that's for sure.
So does Charles get the sense that they want to just get rid of the dragon bone dust rather than keep it for possible armor?
I mean, Leonie just wants to destroy all the dragon bones so that her dad can't profit off of it. If you guys take it, that also means her dad can't profit off it. And it's a lot easier to take a bunch of powder than it is to take, like, a skull the size of a person.
And Charles will say, hey, Scrunt, we should barrel this up so he can't sell it to a blacksmith or something.
Grunt just nods.
While we're doing this, Montblanc's going, I'm going to go make sure nobody's checking in on the noise. That will make noise.
Like, if you look outside the window, you just see, like, a whole bunch of people gathered around. There's, like, a whole bunch more performers now. It's just a free-for-all. There's, like, 5 different makeshift plays going on. One which doesn't even seem to be actors. It's just a bunch of drunks riffing off each other like an open mic improv night.
And he leans back. We are not going to get any attention as long as we're not overly noisy.
But I would like to make you to make a double insight check.
I can make a double insight check. I'm not half bad at that.
All right, wonderful. As you are peering out just to make double sure, you accidentally catch the eyes of someone across the street. Person in brightly dressed clothes who was not expecting to see a face in his shop and immediately runs over.
Fuck, he's here, he knows, go.
Dang nabbit, Mont Blanc.
You hear you can hear the front door open and someone start coming in.
Time to go!
Leonie, fuck it.
Leonie is really pissed. Who are you? What are you doing in my shop?
We are all in costume.
You know,
We are all in costume.
I really didn't want to see you when I came into town today. I thought I could just get by without running into your ass. Well, I don't know who you are, but the easiest way to do that would not be in my... Where's all my shit? Because you guys got everything, I assume.
Yeah.
Where's all my merchandise? You're a thief! A thief! You would dare steal from vermin imbecile? Yeah. And you know what? This is just a drop in the bucket for you, but it's gonna be a major landfall for me and my gang. You wait right there. I'm gonna call the city guard. Oh, go ahead, get him. We'll be long gone by the time you get back. I'll call for help. Oh, is anyone gonna hear you with the crowd outside? Face it, old man. You've lost everything. Ha! That's what you think. I have shops all across Bretons. This is just a drop in the bucket. Oh yeah? Can you replace all those dragon items in the back room? And Vermin's face falls. Oh no. Yeah.
Charles
And then
do something really stupid.
Oh, absolutely.
He's got a still in dragon costume. Go up to one of the tables and just actually both tables and flip them.
Oh,
Um,
and Vermin hides behind his counter. He's shaking and quailing.
I'm going to stop rolling tonight.
You don't have to roll to do that. You're a fucking minotaur.
I'm a dragon, actually, right now.
Yeah, but you're still a minotaur beneath that.
The funny part is, there's just two horns coming out the side of the dragon's neck.
I mean, there are dragons that got like fucking like Edmontosaurus shoulder spikes. It's not insane.
Yeah, I just wanted Charles to do the whole bull in a curio shop thing.
Yeah, I love it. And Leonie smiles beneath her mask, and then flips the face shield up, gives her father double middle fingers, and says, "That's for selling all my shit." And then, just for good measure, she smacks her hammer on one of the tables you knocked over so it shatters, and then bolts to the door. I'll tell on you! You'll never be able to walk in this city again! Good, it stinks of your ugly ass!
And as we're walking out, Charles just kind of goes, I think we could actually get him tossed out. We are now friends with the, head of the town.
I don't care. Fuck this place. Let's get back to the inn. And we'll do a group check to stealthily get back to the inn. The difficulty level of this will be 8 because of all the distractions you put on, even with this asshole trying to get someone to get on your ass.
Oh, why are we rolling for this?
A group check. So, it'll be dexterity, insight, dexterity to move silently, insight to make sure that you're not seen.
Nice. Alright, I'm going to invoke a bond if I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yikes.
You absolutely can. All of your friends are here with you.
Invokes grunts because everyone knows him as the fun horseman.
Yeah, I have loyalty with Scrunt, and she's trying to get him back to the inn and console him at the same time without saying anything. So it looks kind of like I'm escorting a drunk back to the inn.
Yeah, the fucking head is just sort of slumped forward, so...
Leonie is also going to invoke a bond to make her roll better. Well, that's enough. We managed to pass. We stealthily get out of here. And congrats, you robbed that guy.
Wearing one of his own masks, so I can wear the funky jester mask later.
Got a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Holy shit, yeah.
We're rich. We are loaded.
That was a fun caper.
All these dragon parts, they were bound for Mazaruk. That's where I'm from.
No.
Good sir... what was the knight's name again?
The Sir Moore of Moore Hall.
Sir Moore of Moore Hall, if he found all this, it was bound for Mazaruk. I wonder... could my mother have something? Could he maybe know where she is? Sorry, I'm just wondering aloud.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely fair, my friend.
If we ever meet him, if I'm able to not... If I'm able to behave myself in front of him, you can ask your questions.
Of course.
just want you all to know Bright Eyes was on the cusp of having Longshanks just setting that fucking place up fire.
Yeah, Bright Eyes, Scrunt, and Leone all are pretty sour at the end.
Mont Blanc goes and grabs the drinks and brings them down. Like, it's okay. We still all have his worth. He is now decrepit and only owns property in a town.
Oh, if anything, it sounded like he's got more places for us to rob.
Yeah,
We can't become brigandiers yet.
he's insidious that way. This will be a major blow to him, though. If he was
Yeah.
counting on all that money,
We
we
may
hit him
get
where
to-
we hit him in the one place where it hurts him, his pocketbook.
How fast do you think he would go back to his home after that?
Well, I think he'd probably try to go to the castle, but I don't think he's going to get an audience pretty quick. Seemed like the new countess is sort of organizing house.
Yeah, fair. So my next question is, do we leave now or do we leave in the morning?
You guys might as well get a nice night's sleep. I'm going to head out.
Are you sure, Leonie?
You're welcome to stay.
For sure.
Although I can understand why you don't want to be in this town anymore, too.
I don't want to be around him anymore. You guys use all that stuff you got from him really well, okay? Get yourself some nice things.
You do the same for yourself.
Yes.
Oh, I'm not taking a single cent.
You certain?
I don't. It's really weird for me, but I don't want his money anymore. I want to make my own fortune.
It's alright, too. Just wherever we are, wherever I am, you're always welcome there.
Yeah, Scrunt nods.
And she smiles, a very big, very earnest smile. She's like, well, that goes double for me. You guys have a good night. I'm about to get on the road and possibly smack a real big wolf with a hammer if it fucks with me again.
Be
May
careful.
our paths cross again.
I have a feeling they will. Just seems to be the vibe lately. Alright, good night, gang. And Leonie heads off to Adventures Unknown.
Woo. We helped her get closure,
Mm-hmm.
and we are stinking rich.
Uh,
Oh my god.
Okay. If there's any roleplay Fallout you'd like to do, we can do that now. Otherwise, we can move on to the next day.
The only thing I could think of, at least personally, was Mont Blanc has not talked to his book
Mm-hmm.
about the whole magic thing yet.
Yeah.
So I'd like to do that if that's okay with everybody else.
I'm fine.
Cool. So as they're sitting in the tavern, Mont Blanc's leaning back in a chair against the wall, opens the tome to sketch the automaton,
Mm-hmm.
because I haven't added it to my list yet. My ever-growing list of new faces.
Automaton. A very advanced homunculus that requires a knowledge of machining that very few possess, as well as extremely potent magic to bring to life. Automatons are noted for their magnificent strength and durability, as well as ability to perform complex tasks. They are, however, incredibly expensive to produce and require a very skilled wizard to create effectively. And as a result, many automatons on the market tend to be of rudimentary intelligence at best.
On the note of the automaton page, you'll put, this one sang as it died.
Yes, there's quite a debate amongst wizards about whether or not homunculi have, for lack of a better word, soul. Most wizards are adamant that they are no different than any other tool made by people, that they have no more soul than a shovel or a shoe. I, however, always find myself skeptical when humans try to find criteria by which to discount the personhood and autonomy of other beings.
I was going to, like, he puts, that's really wise, but I was going to make a pun about shoes, boots, and soles.
I knew I liked you.
Then he's going to flip to the one page that has like, I'm assuming, like, this is either a really marked up page or it just has a habit of cleaning itself when they're not having a conversation.
It absolutely has a habit of cleaning itself. She's figured out what you're using it for.
Yes. And he's going to put in the message, so spells ... Huh.
Yes. There is great power that comes with knowledge. And you have been accruing quite a bit of knowledge lately, have you not?
I have. This is true. I wasn't aware that was a thing I could do.
Many are not. The art of witchcraft is poorly understood. But it is potent and powerful to those who open themselves to it.
Okay. I appreciate the guidance and help. Thank you. Also, is there a way I can learn a hex to make somebody's nose fall off from a great distance?
Yes, a good many ways. Do you want it to just plop off in one solid piece, or rot and shrivel?
There's just a ... Rot and shrivel. I do not like this feeling of being betrayed.
Who was it that betrayed you?
So Grayson's blanking on the name, but Montblanc would write out the name of the Duchess with both her married name of the Duke here and her previous marriage, which she is probably going by.
Oh, so she's made herself a player in the game.
She tricked us into giving the stones, which, to be fair, losing them in Fairyland would be a very bad situation.
You lost 2 of the crown jewels?
She guiled her way past me. Us. Was not just me.
There's a moment where you can almost feel the book thinking before finally his response. Unfortunate, but understandable by all accounts. Lady Rain is of cunning mind. And from what I've heard of the lady, she is a keen manipulator of emotions. She had many suitors when she was young, and used the competition between them to secure herself the marriage to a duke, which of course put her in line for the throne.
Mm-hmm.
That would make sense.
That
Not losing
said, if she is anything like her late husband, then she is of a tyrannical will, and should she manage to make the crown, the state of this country would become reprehensible. We cannot abide tyranny. You must
Wasn't-
get those jewels back.
already on the docket. Tracking down another potential jewel first. And then there's just a pause where he's thinking, tips his quill to his head for a second. Is like, which is why I wanted to know on could I melt her nose off from here?
Do you have some of her hair or blood? Blood would be especially good.
No. Not yet.
Then I believe at the moment we are powerless to do such a thing, but it is a good instinct to have.
And like I did steal her tome about demons. I now have 2 copies.
Oh, so she's dabbling in witchcraft. Oh, that won't work well for her, I fear. Aristocrats never know what to do when they enter into these sort of things, and with demons, that's the deep side of the pond. She's gonna make a bargain she regrets.
Especially because she left her and he digs through his backpack to open up to find out what he's got. Or Goetic Maleficarium with me, per se.
It's a
Also-
decent grimoire.
I also have 2 copies. I don't know where to mail you one if you want the other.
Aunt Blanc, yes you do. Or at least you know how to eventually find out where to send one of those copies.
Fair enough. Also, I have a jester costume now. The desire for chaos is great.
Clowns are such fickle creatures. When you get to see Nellie, I would advise bringing muffins.
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 Good to know.
Also, make sure that you have some swimming apparel for Jenny.
Like there's another smaller notebook he's writing this furiously down in. Okay.
He's a good lad.
Barnaby, of course, says hello.
Well, hello back to Barnaby. Are the rest of your compatriots doing well? I'm sure they're not feeling too stellar about losing the jewels.
We robbed a man, so we are feeling good about that.
Oh, wonderful. I love a bit of larceny.
He really deserved it, though. He was quite rude.
Oh,
And
most people
was-
do.
And was selling black market dragon parts. In our, in parentheses, in our possession now.
These humans, they feel they have to go out and kill the poor beasts to get their parts. If you just talk to them, they would gladly show you their graveyards. They don't hold the dead in the same sanctity as we do.
Absolutely fair. Do you have any advice on consoling a dragon? Scrunt's a little fucked up by the surprise, for lack of a better phrasing.
No different than consoling a person, a human. They are people, and they have their own proclivities. It would be easy if you could just give them gold, but arguably that would make sense for humans too, and yet quite often it does not do well to console true grief.
Kind words have always been better for grief than...
Sometimes no words at
Material.
all, just a willingness to listen and share one's presence.
Yes.
Sometimes
Alrighty.
the only cure for grief is to allow the grieving to grieve.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that's all I had. I just wanted to catch up and ask if it was possible for me to melt somebody's nose off from a distance.
Well, we'll figure it out. Take care, Mont Blanc. It's wonderful to see your work progressing.
Thank you. It has been a pleasure for the work. And he looks up and makes eye contact with you, Bright Eyes. Like, when we go meet Nellie, we need muffins.
She looks up from where she's sitting, right next to Scrunt. You know, just her presence. You know, trying to. She's not saying anything. She's just sitting next to him, seeing if he needs anything. She's there.
Yeah.
She looks up and when you say that, and she goes, "Did she say what kind?"
No. I'm assuming she's not that picky. Oh, and for Nellie, we're gonna need swimsuits.
No.
I haven't known a swimsuit since I was a
Swimsuits
lad.
for Jenny, muffins for Nellie. Don't get those mixed up.
Oh, did I mix
Yeah.
that up? Swimsuits for Jenny, muffins for Nellie. Muffins with long arms, swimsuits with green teeth.
I do know how to make currant muffins.
I bet she would be absolutely delighted by it.
Just let me know when.
I suppose after we deal with our situations in Langchild, I believe that's the closest.
Yeah, looking at our map. Well, this is where you can bifurcate. There's Langchild and there's Summerlee. Summerlee is where the fucking Peter Hammerschmidt is from. Langchild is the other town that's the one where the magistrate supposedly has, quite possibly has a crown jewel. And you can get to Nellie's by hiking from Langchild. And you will need a boat to get to Jenny's from there.
We have a fortnight to get to Summerlee, right? To meet our...
Yes.
I would like to know how he knew my name.
One second.
It's not a thing she ever told anybody.
Now, fortnight's 4 days. To get to Langchild would take at least a day's travel. To get to Nellie's hut would take at least a day's hike. So to get to Nellie's hut would be 2 days, and then 2 days back just to get to Grimhelm, and another day's travel to get to Summerlee. So you can't do Nellie's and be there on time to the Summerlee Menagerie event.
I would like to take care of the Summerlee event first. I have a feeling that, call it a gut hunch or gut instinct, but I have a hunch that that's about to explode.
Call it a
And-
looking at the map instinct.
I'm not going to talk about the volcano. It's just a mountain. Let's just do that. I have a feeling that the events in Summerlee are going to turn out very interesting. For if they have a Paluda and it was the final piece of the menagerie, what else do they have on display there?
As much as I want to hunt down the rest of those witches, we are expected in Summerlee, so...
You'd be rude.
Getting there first would probably also be the best.
Oops, my bad.
Just, I don't know about you, but even if you didn't have your feeling, Mont Blanc, I can't imagine all of his menagerie together is very happy to be there.
Oh no.
And
Well,
rich
I just-
people are not that great at actually containing things when they think they have them under their control.
Oh, of course not. That's what I'm expecting with the Duchess, who's run off into the woods with the beacons for the beast. You know, you don't have control of those situations like you think you do. So I think it would be most imperative for us to go check that out and then free them all, because let's be fair, when have I ever been one for containment and capturing? I enjoy seeing creatures in their natural habitats when I can. Freeing a bunch of them and then drawing them after they've escaped and potentially eaten some people is right up my alley.
I would rather they didn't eat people, because that means that they would be hunted down and killed. All for defending themselves.
Well, yes, all for defending themselves. I'm not saying let's tie up the victims and then feed them to them like slaughtered pigs. I'm saying we're going to release a bunch of large magical creatures that are any range of happy to unhappy to furious to be contained near a large city. Shenanigans are going to ensue no matter what.
Aunt Blanc, that sounds like a stupid plan. I think if you're intending to free those creatures, maybe, I don't know, is it possible somebody can use magic to send them back to maybe where they come from?
We could just try to speak to them.
Yes, we know exactly who can do that. Charles!
Wait, what?
Charles! You were magic
Yeah.
here by the Sphinx, right?
What? Wait, sorry. What about the Sphinx? Yes, that's why I'm going to Summerlee.
The Sphinx is at Summerlee, right?
Yes.
Or at least a Sphinx. I don't know if it's the one that I knew.
Well, if it is, just imagine if we found her, she could magic you from Mediterra all the way here, which means she would have the ability to send the other creatures back home too. And then we wouldn't have to worry about any monster rampages at all. Free the
Listen.
Sphinx, and we free everything else.
So
I
my
mean, I could
question
talk to her, yeah.
So my question becomes, if she's able to do that, why hasn't that happened yet?
Must have her contained in some way that limits that ability. That's my best guess. I'm not really an expert in magic.
I shouldn't be one, but hey, here we are.
A lot of the things that are going to be there are going to understand us, even if we can't understand them back.
Yes, this is true.
We could just try to speak to them. Explain what we're doing, and then if the Sphinx, if we are able to free her, and she is able to do that, we wouldn't have any problems with them being angry. If more people would just speak to them and understand what they are about, and she like reaches back and like pats her cat on her shoulder, we wouldn't have all these problems with each other.
This is true. I'm just saying, if they've caught a Paluda and that is a final piece to a menagerie, what do they have? And they have a Sphinx.
I'm certain.
Do we know of any other rumored things they have?
You might. I don't remember what notes I told you guys way back when.
If I know anything about rich people who like to show off their wealth and their power and their status, he'll have things that he shouldn't have.
Which means there will be new things for the book. But you know.
Fong
Fools.
Shanks releases what sounds like to most people like a very strange feline grunt, but which anyone who speaks Draconic Bretonche or has abilities to understand the speech of beasts will understand as him saying, "We must free my brother from captivity, for we are the ones who put him there." Referring, of course, to the Paluda.
Of course. I was starting scheming, and when we captured the Paluda the first time, I wasn't just gonna let him like keep it in a cage. That's kind of stupid.
I'm not gonna lie, this man sounds like a fool. He's going to lose all of his things exactly like a fool would.
Violently and viciously? Or ironically? The two aren't necessarily
I'm
conflicting.
hoping for ironically, because all too often, rich fools, their arrogance hurts others except for themselves. I'd rather it go that way this time.
That is fair.
Alright, sounds like a plan. You all ready to travel?
I'm ready. Yay! Giant wolf time!
I think
Yeah.
so.
So you guys, you have no crystals. No, none of the crystals.
Rub it in. Dang.
So we're rolling a d20. Yay, you're safe. You travel. Oh, is there anything you want? Is there anything you guys wanted to buy while you were in Grimhelm before we leave?
I think we took everything.
Yeah.
Everything you wanted? All right.
Also, not
don't we
safe to
have-
suddenly flaunt our money around after a major robbery.
Also true.
True. And don't we
So,
have
please.
a cart with the Kelpie?
Yes, you do. The Kelpie with the cart gets you there right quick.
So we
There's
got
no higher
12,000
dice than. Well, I guess I could have rolled a d100, I suppose. But yeah.
Wasn't a piece from that robbery.
Sorry, what?
We got 2,000 a piece from that robbery.
Well, let's see how we break this down money wise.
So much.
In our loot box. Well, I didn't type it out there. I was looking at the session thing. You got a shitload.
Yeah.
Vermin's coffers were 10,000 GP.
Okay, so we did get 20,000 or 2,000 a piece.
Yeah.
Like crap, I have over 5,000 now.
And technically, it could be 20,000 GP if you find someone to sell the stuffed dragon head to.
Yeah. I assume the stuff like Dragon Hearts, Dragon Eyes, Dragon Livers, that has to be like made into something to do the boost.
Yeah, all of these things they have to be made by somebody who is skilled, and it won't be a normal smith who's able to do it. They can make very useful items, but you got to find somebody who's really clever with working with magic animal parts. Dragon material is really potent, but it requires skilled hands to be useful.
Wonder who would be worth asking that of.
I was going to ask Miss Longarms what we met her.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too.
Why did I close my session document? God damn it. It's fine. It's fine. It's just history tab will reopen. It's fine, William. Okay. You get to the mountain town of Summerlee. It's not nearly as big as Grimhelm. In fact, it's rather small. But it's important town. It's a mining town. It's incredibly well defended because it's surrounded on almost all sides by fucking mountains. People here live a nice, secure life, profiting off of the ore they're able to extract from the mountain and sell elsewhere, and living in relative security because the secluded nature of the town, the mountains around it, make it very hard for people to raid and attack it. It doesn't make it a very good war target. All in all, a nice, comfortable place to live with beautiful scenery. Places of note, there is, of course, the Hammerschmidt Estate, nestled in the very back of the town. Then you can see it the minute you enter because it's fucking huge. It's got these 2 ostentatious dragon sculptures by its front gates. Yes?
I was gonna make a stupid joke. Doesn't really fit the village's rustic sensibilities.
That's true.
When has anything that the nobility have?
There's a marketplace, a bustling marketplace, a magic shop, a smithy, just like in every other town. There's a Red Shoe Inn and Tavern, and there's, of course, Long Lincoln's Curiosities. Because every town has to have a weird curio shop. It is TT law.
This is a fair and just law. I'm going to go to the marketplace so I can buy some fine clothes, because as much fun as it would be to walk around in my jester outfit, that's not quite the vibe I wish to give off.
All right. The marketplace mostly has food. Lots of different food, in fact. You can buy a smorgasbord, which is a variety of roadside food that's very delicious, not just to people, but to animals as well, as the various seagulls and rats eating it while you've been passing by has shown. A smorgasbord will cost you 5 zenit, spread out across the different vendors, and it has 10 uses, and it can be used to improve the amicability of a non-human creature.
Yeah, I'm dropping that. I will say I go up to whatever vaguely fish vendor there is at a mountain village, which I'm assuming is none, but...
They get fishermen who sell their wares here, and, packed in ice so that it's fresh enough to sell.
Hello, I am seeking a bad fish.
Oh, you want a bad fish, do you?
Yes, my companion here, say hello, Barnaby, prefers rotting and decomposing materials, so I like to come to merchants who are trying to load off a little bit of stuff that's gotten old.
And he looks around, opens a barrel, takes the 2 fresh fish off the top, and then shows you the rest, which is just filled with rotting carp.
Oh god.
Went faster than I hoped. I'll give it all to you for a zenit.
I can put it on the wagon. And he just chucks him the zenit, pulls one out, and goes, Barnaby.
Barnaby immediately shoves it up his mouth, which is to say his ass.
There you go, buddy. I know it's been a minute.
I love Barnaby, but he's also so distressing.
He's just like closing the barrel and inserting a bush, and he's like, he'll catch up.
Oh, wonderful.
We might want to get those 2 fresh fish for the Kelpie.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
How much for the fresh fish?
A zenit apiece.
Okay, there you go.
And you get these 2 fresh fish, which your horse eats with its horse mouth, to the slight discomfort of any person who happens to be passing by and notice that.
And when someone walks by saying that, Charles would just be like, "Oh, don't worry, they're from Mediterra. They sometimes do that."
Oh. Like the ones that ate that young boy.
Exactly.
See, Ma, I told you book learning was for me. Someday I'm gonna find the Isle of the Amazons. No, you're not, dear.
Oh, don't.
All right. So you guys got a
You don't wanna
smorgasbord.
mess with the Amazons unless you're a Gargarian, and even then, that's something nice.
All right. So a smorgasbord.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
So I got a
think that's how you spell
smorgasbord,
it.
and this will help us befriend creatures. And let's be fair, if we get into the menagerie today, we're just going to scope it out, and I'm going to use these to befriend them, and then I'll get another one when we go to break them out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do we want to check out the curio shop? Because we might actually be able to afford to purchase something at the curio shop.
The magic shop's right here.
This is true. Hey, wouldn't it be funny? I don't know who the owner of this magic shop is, but wouldn't it be funny if it was the aforementioned boyfriend of the one down in Grimhelm?
I can't keep track of this stuff.
Well, so when I sold my fancy clothes to the person in the other magic shop in Grimhelm, they were like, well, this is going to be perfect for my boyfriend. And they never clarified beyond who was their boyfriend, and I never did see anyone wear the fancy suit clothes. And magic shops have a way of weird things. He's saying this as he opens the door.
And you open the door to see a woman in her 40s with kind of a crunchy granola vibe as a medieval witch would go in a shop filled with various billowy, velvety curtains and things. Hello! Welcome to my magic shop. I've got all sorts of things, and by all sorts, I mean 5. I have 5 things to sell you today.
I imagine there are wind chimes just everywhere around the building.
So many wind chimes, so much incense, so many healing crystals.
Grunt just starts sneezing.
Let me get this in chat real quick. There are 3 different stabs, a magic ring, and a pair of gloves. I'll describe them in a second. When I'm done formatting all this shit. So, we have the Blood Glutton Staff. 2-handed melee, might plus willpower, HR plus 12 dark, gain 10 HP whenever you hit someone with the staff. The Life Siphon Staff. Basically the same, only you gain MP whenever you hit someone with it. The Beast Prodder Staff. A 2-handed melee, might plus willpower, high roll plus 12 bolt. Any arcane or mundane creature, i.e. not humans, fairies, demons, or undead, hit by this staff is shaken for 3 rounds. It can be scared away with a difficulty level 12 might plus willpower check. Ring of the Pupil, an accessory. If you have 2 or more bonds of admiration, you gain +1 to defense and magic defense. And then Crimson Gloves, which is another accessory. When you perform an attack with multi, you gain +2 bonus to accuracy and attack checks. Yeah, they're really groovy items. I like this staff, she says as she holds the Blood Glutton staff. It's really useful.
I can imagine.
Out of character, are staffs only usable by people with magic classes?
Nope. It's just a stick, you just bat people with it.
Okay.
So very tempted for that Life Siphon Staff. That's very useful for Charles.
It is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that
TT, I
staff
just
did
wanted
not-
to Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I just wanted to clarify, TT. Charles, you've been letting him use staves one-handed since he uses his shield also?
Yeah, because you're a Minotaur, it just makes sense to me that, like, even though it's two-handed for most people, you're a big bull guy.
Yeah, and it would, if I didn't have a shield, that would negate my whole Guardian class, so
Yeah.
it's kind of... Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get the Life Siphon Staff. I need a way to regain mana.
Absolutely understandable.
All right.
Um,
Oh,
Yeah, I
when
think
I
you
trade
got
in the
my-
Blessed Staff I had, it just does light damage.
If you remember what it cost,
Nope.
if you remember what town you bought it from, was that
Second arc.
Second arc. Okay, so that'd be Peralt. Let me see how much it costs. Give me a second.
Oh, right, we still have
Um,
the Vorpal Blade.
Okay, so you get
Yeah,
100 in it back. You get 100 in it back for selling that thing.
Okay, so 1,300.
Yeah.
I forgot we still have that Vorpal Blade, which is...
Everybody should just put it on the list of like their attacks. So just like basically, you can just say like, I want to use the Vorpal Blade and stuff.
Mhm.
All right, you got my interest with that staff you're holding. I'd be happy to take it off your hands.
Excellent. Here you are.
I got the Blood Glutton staff.
Moblong's gonna lean over to Bright Eyes like, I kind of want the ring, but I'm insanely curious about the curio shop.
Are you sure you want it?
I don't know. It just looks kind of neat. I'm not sure if I need it. It'd probably be helpful.
Do you
I have a
want it?
habit of.
Why-
I don't
why
want
do
it.
you want it?
I want it, but I can buy it myself. If nothing catches my eye in the curio shop, I'm gonna run back down here real quick.
Well, you don't have to. I'm gonna buy it for you.
Oh fuck! Don't.
PT, are staffs arcane or spear?
It would be Arcane.
It would be arcane, I believe. Yes.
Arcane category. Page 130.
but- But let me check because some of these are modified from specific weapons in the thing. So let me double check with what I drew this from. Technically, the Blood Glutton staff is a spear.
Okay.
The Life Siphon staff, however, is a staff. It's an arcane weapon.
Nice. And I can even use my might rather than just willpower. Nice. So that's even
The
better.
the Beast Prodder staff is a spear as well. None of them are martial weapons. However, so you don't need to have martial weapons to be able to use them. Yeah. That's what's in the magic shop. You can come back for the rest later. You don't have to buy my full stock on your first visit.
Cool. You have a very lovely stock. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's always nice to meet another witch. Oh, yeah,
Yes.
goodbye.
I'm gonna go pray to the god of murder now. She goes to the
Tell them-
back.
Tell them I said hello.
I won't.
Damn.
Probably
Alec
for the best.
glances at the crimson glows, wonders if the crimson is actually blood.
Yep, you know how the smithy works. You've been to smithies before, and it works exactly the same. So you can go there to upgrade some stuff or buy basic equipment if you still need basic equipment at this point, which I don't think you do. So are you ready for the fun one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. You guys enter Long Lankin's Curiosities. And when you enter this shop, firstly, the walls are painted with murals that look like essentially when someone collects, like if you found like a stock art collection of woodcuts from bestiaries and medieval maps of just like every kind of mythic beast. I mean, not every kind, but like it feels like every kind. Like you see dragons and basilisks and phoenixes and unicorns and griffins and sea boars and just every monster you could probably think of on the walls, painted in loving detail, with lots of like wooden sculptures, and various handwritten bestiaries, because this takes place before the wizard invention known as the printing press. And at the back of this shop at a counter is an 8-foot-tall fellow dressed in a very well-tailored merchant's outfit that's black and dark blue and dark purple, with a scarf around his mouth and a pair of glasses with lenses so tinted that they're almost opaque black, and a very dapper hat. And the man is, again, 8 feet tall and very, 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 almost unhealthily thin. And he moves with the gentle mannerisms of Doug Jones as he gestures for you to come closer and says, "Greetings and bienvenue. I am Long Lankin, a simple human man."
Okay. It's nice to meet you.
Are you here to peruse my wares?
Yes.
Wonderful. You are human men as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we are.
We are all human men here.
Yes.
Wonderful! I love sell products to human men. I very good at crafting unique things. Come. And Long Lankin grabs this huge fucking hammer. This is my Catobla plus cudgel. See? And he points. It's a hammer, and the head is shaped like that of a Catobla pass. With the big, nasal horn and the bumps and the tusks. And for eyes, it has these 2 gleaming, huge emeralds. See the emeralds of this hammer. They help it with mighty strength of earth, like Catobla pass.
We did meet a Catobla Pass once, and that does look a lot like him.
Thank you. I am proud to capture likeness correctly. See, and he picks up a trident, with its like the spike, the tines of the trident are coming out of the open jaws of a sea boar. This is my sea boar trident. See, sapphires for its eyes. It have power of water. Or ice, because Fabula Ultima does not treat water as an element of its own. This one is popular and he picks up a sword, which is shaped like a dragon, with its like mouth open and its tongue is just the blade of the sword, complete with the blade forking at the tip. The worm tongue sword. It stings with dragon fire. And this, he pulls out a bow that's designed to look like a bird, with like the arrow being its beak, or at least the arrow tip. The Stymphalian bow. The wind of an eagle. But perhaps you want Windhammer, eh? And he takes the eyes out of the Stymphalian bow, and then takes them out of the Catoblepas cudgel, and he swaps the eyes of each. At which point, the Catoblepas cudgel changes to a bird's head, and the Stymphalian bird changes to a Catoblepas sort of awkwardly forming a bow with its body. Not quite as visually pleasant in this case, but still works. Now, Earth Bow and Wind Cudgel, eh?
That work with the Water Trident and Flame Sword?
You can feel him smiling beneath his scarf, and he does the little switcheroo, and sure enough, they change. And then he just keeps going through until you see all variations, and then gets back to the beginning. Yeah?
That is pretty cool.
Very impressive.
Also this, and he shows you this great big hammer. The horror hammer for chimeras. Beautiful beast. Variety. It is the jack of all trades of the set.
That is
But
small.
not just offense looking for defense as well.
PT.
Yeah?
I'm just laughing at the name. The Horror Hammer.
Hammer horror, baby. Serpent shield. Tunic. Guy protects from serpents. Beast shield plate. Protects from beasts. Bird shield tabard from birds. Sea creature shield scale mail from sea creatures. A chimera shield robe from chimeras. You fear beast? These help you. Cover all bases. Finally, best of all, avoid fight altogether. With Horn of Dragon Shout. It make noise like great dragon. You play Horn of Dragon Shout, and things quake with fear as if dragon is before them. My price is high, I admit, but these items I craft myself. They are good items. I guarantee you will not find their like elsewhere.
Excuse me, normal man shopkeeper.
Yes, normal human man.
Is the horn a single use or can it be used multiple times?
Multiple times.
I will take the horn then.
Yes, good. You have Horn of Dragon Shout.
So it's not only me, who this accent is infectious.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
It's just a fun accent to do.
It really is.
It is.
It's like a more fucked up Bela Lugosi.
Excuse me, my friend. You say you made all of these?
I make myself, yes.
Perhaps, do you think we could commission you? We may have some rare ingredients that might be.
And he looks at you, with immediate apparent interest. What would you have for me to tinker with?
We do have. So my initial idea was the rubies, topaz, sapphires, and emeralds. Are those already enchanted, or
You could get a wizard to use those easy. Those are like the basic bitch magic jewels.
okay? Charles kind of looks to the others and goes, "Should I?" Kind of nods to the stuff of dragons, stuff that we have.
Might as well.
We have stuff such as dragon bone powder, dragon hide, dragon blood, dragon heart.
Each one you list gets him more and more excited, and his very long spidery fingers like wiggle in just like glee at the prospect. Like he's stimming, and then he calms himself. He's like, Wait, must make sure I am Long Lankin, good human man. You get these ethically? You not
Recovered from a
murder dragon, sweet, kind
No,
dragon for
unfortunately.
We stole from poachers.
poachers. No, I do not like poachers. You steal from them.
Yes. They are no longer
Ruin their
poaching.
operation.
But you not kill dragons yourself.
No.
Oh.
Like, looks back over to Scrunt. No.
Then I see no problem. I will make these. You ruin poachers. Yes, poachers no poach no more.
Yes.
Ruin their operation.
Then I make for free.
Oh, that is very kind of you.
Long Lankin do not like poachers. I do not like those who hurt the beast. I like the beast. We must live with the beast. Beast die all time. You can get what beast needs without killing beast.
How do you feel about Hammerschmidt's?
He keep beasts in cages. That's not where beasts belong. People should go to woods and see them in their own lands. It's dangerous, yes, it is dangerous to see beasts in wild, but that is where they must be, and the wild must remain. We must have the wild. Otherwise, we will not have the beast. Beasts cannot live in cage alone.
You are my new best friend.
And you are mine. And he hugs you with his horrible long spider lip. He's not literally a spider, but like he's figuratively a spider.
Mont Blanc
Very
genuinely
long limbs, bony, joints.
Mont Blanc will genuinely hug him back.
He pats you and he says, I have sister. You will marry her.
He just balks at that. It's like, huh?
Congratulations.
Congrats on the marriage.
We shall be brothers. And he pats you on the shoulder.
Mont Blanc is just putting that in the I will politely decline when I'm not about to go buy things from this man. I was hoping, good sir, could I potentially get the beast shield plate from you?
Course.
And Mont Blanc will pay the full 1,000 in it.
Good.
I have a feeling it might come in handy.
So
And you
what-
know-
All of these items would come in handy.
Two of your items caught my eye.
Yes.
I'd like the Katabala Pass Cudgel and the Seaboard Trident.
They are yours, my friend.
Thank you very much.
A question for you. You mentioned a sibling. Who is this sibling?
Oh, I have many sisters, and they all need good husbands. Or wives.
Is one of them named Nelly?
No.
Tragic.
Mont Blanc will take a look at the walls again, seeing the sketches of the creatures. He's like, Long Lincoln, my good dear friend, soon to be brother.
Be careful
you like-
saying that, man. You might get locked in.
Do it.
But he's going to pull out the tome with, the tome, and be like, would you like to see some of the sketches of creatures I have encountered in the woods and their homes?
You draw bestiary?
Yes.
I collect bestiary.
Ooh.
Let me see.
It's not done yet. I have a goal of at least 100 creatures, and I'm not quite there yet.
If you finish, I would love a copy.
Absolutely fair. I'll see what I can do.
And he looks through. Oh.
Bound to get a lot of entries when we go see Hammersmith's place.
Oh. Oh. When he closes the book and he pulls you aside. My friend, I do not think we can be brothers after all. You are in Coven of Bleak Anise.
I figured that out. I do apologize.
No,
I would still like to be
no.
friends.
We are friends. We are friends. But I cannot marry my sister to witch.
Understandable.
I need to marry her into money so she will be served.
He leans in a little bit. Do you see the one there that has a slightly more feline-esque face?
Yes, he is built like a puma.
Yes. He is also a knight.
A knight? You there? You will marry my sister. We shall be like brother.
What are you? And what was that all about, Annis? What?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We'll talk about it outside.
I must decline, unfortunately. I believe I've already been betrothed.
Well, if it fall through, you know where to find me and my beautiful sisters.
Yes, of course.
Anyone else want to buy some shit here before we get to going?
I'm good. What is he making with our dragon shit?
So it says up there what you can make out of each of the things. He will make all of them.
Okay.
Even the armor and stuff?
Yep. Now it's going to take him some time. Like, say, the time it takes for you guys to complete an arc.
Completely fair.
Yeah. How convenient.
I am looking at those crimson gloves from the magic shop, just because the dagger that I took from the heist does multi, which I'm still trying to figure out what does that mean exactly.
So it means that with your attack, you can hit multiple opponents rather than just one.
Oh, okay.
So normally your normal attacks are I hit one enemy. Multi means that you're moving so fast or your attack has such a wide range that it hits multiple people. It's like cleave.
Oh. And this would give me another +2 bonus to the accuracy and attack checks, the Crimson.
Yes. So not only are you hitting more people at once, but now you have a better chance of hitting them and doing more damage.
I will just say that I run back and briefly get those.
Yep.
Because, that's fucking crazy.
Yep.
Other than that, I'm good.
Are the cudgel or trident martial weapons?
Let me look at my notes. So the cudgel, the trident, the worm-tongue sword, and the Stymphalian bow, are all, and the horror hammer. They're all martial weapons.
Okay.
I would say if you want to get them for later, if you can't equip martial weapons, you could eventually go back to Grimhelm and train with them so that you can use them despite them being martial.
Neat.
And like looking at them, so like this is where we're breaking of Fabula Ultima's specific listed monster types, and going to Midgheim Bestiary monster types. But like each of those cudgels, in addition to having an assigned element, also works ignores resistances of certain types of creatures. Katobo's cudgel ignores resistances of beasts, so anything that's like a mammal. Seaboard trident ignores resistance of sea creatures, so anything that lives in the water. Wormtongue ignores resistance of serpents, so basically all reptiles. The Stymphalian bow is birds, and that's pretty self-explanatory. And the horror hammer, it resists chimeras. Also, if the chimeras have elements of those previously listed animals, they count for that quality.
Okay.
It's like they're double typed or triple typed, depending on how many animals are mixed in there. But yeah. And because you can take out the eyes and swap them, if, say, you're fighting a serpent, but you want to have ice magic instead of fire magic, you can just swap the eyes out, and prepare it that way. They're fun. I had fun thinking up this group of loot.
And of Lincoln as well.
I don't quite have enough money to buy the full set right now.
But hey, you got some.
Yep.
Indeed.
All right. Anyone else got money to spend, or are we good?
I think I'm good for now.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
Grunt, did you buy the horn?
Yes.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
It would make sense if the dragon got the horn of dragon shout.
I'm just gonna
All
check
right.
to see if
Fucking
I
yeah.
put this dagger in right. I did. Okay, good.
Yeah, looks correct to me. So yeah. That means when you're using it, you can pick 3 of the monsters or enemies in the field and hit them all with that same attack and with that same damage.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. He's pretty good. Well. Are we ready to finally meet the rich fucker?
Alrighty.
Okay.
Sounds like a good capstone to the session.
Alright. You go to Summerley. To the mansion of Summerley, you knock on the gates. The footmen, dressed in the livery of orange and green, open the gates for you. They see your letters and have heard your descriptions. You're welcomed in. There are a bunch of rich people, and eventually you're led by butlers to stairs that lead to a basement level. And if in the basement, you see a menagerie the likes of which you have never seen. I mean, granted, most of you have likely not seen a menagerie. They are the kind of things that rich people have. But Edmund and Bright Eyes, you probably have seen a few in your time. This blows them out of the fucking water. The ceiling of this floor alone is at least 100 feet. And you see so many different creatures. The centerpiece, the one that towers above them all in the center of the room, is a Catoblepas, completely unlike the one that you saw before, because this one not only has a long neck, but a strong neck that holds its mighty head up high. The kind of Catoblepas that Mont Blanc you would know is thought to be extinct.
Holy shit, they're still around.
There's a cow whose tail tip seems to be on fire with a low, kind of putrid green flame. A two-headed serpent. Little cats with horns and dragon wings. A creature, like, in front of you that looks very much like a dragon. And some creatures that kind of look like Scrunt. Although they aren't exactly the same. They have big frills, but they're brown in color, and they don't have a tail spade. And instead of two horns on their head, they have like a little crown of them. There's a big devilish-looking lizard. There's some roosters with serpent tails and dragon wings. Two griffins, you think, looking at them, although one has horse legs, so that's weird. Another big-ass lizard with beautiful blue colors and an orange head. And some little bat-winged lizards clinging to the wall on the east. And you are approached by a jovial man in resplendent brown, pink, and white clothing. It says, would you be Mont Blanc and Sir Edmund and Lady Aelvid?
Yes, that is us.
And Scrunt and Charles, I've heard so much about you from my man Sir George. And Aelvid,
Thank you.
That's how you realize you piece together. You did tell Sir George your name.
Yeah, only my first name, though. Wondering how they guessed the last.
Well, that's a question for another day. Or now, I suppose. The man's right here. Or Hammerschmidt's right here. Well, I am, of course, Sir Peter Hammerschmidt. This is my menagerie! First floor, anyway. Least impressive of them all.
Least impressive. You have an You have. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I don't know why I started talking there. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Pointing to the Catoblepas in the middle is like, that's supposed to still be around, and you've got one like it's nothing, and this is the least impressive floor?
I know. The Catoblepas is definitely the most impressive creature on this floor, but this is really where I began. Here, let me show you. Over here, of course, we have some sprinting basilisks. The king of serpents, so they're called. They are not the most impressive basilisks, to be quite frank, but they do caper around quite a bit, and the magic shielding keeps them from spitting poison upon us. I would not go in there if I were you. That will end badly.
Scrunt?
You don't see me. You don't see... Hey!
No, he sees a human, that's the thing. Next to them, did you think this creature was a dragon? He says, pointing to the big brown creature.
It looks similar, but I don't... I would be terribly once again, if this is your first floor and this is an actual dragon.
This is, sadly, only a creature called a hooga. If you'll notice, the tail lacks the distinctive tail spade, and of course the head doesn't have horns, just those little nubby ears. And I must say...
adorable, really.
Yes, that's the problem. It's not an impressive beast. It's just a big, sweet-tempered fellow. It doesn't even breathe fire. It just has this sort of sticky, sweet-smelling goo it spits out. It's rather disgusting, I must say. But it does impress people, and to a degree, you can tell most people that's a dragon, and they'll believe you. But I'm aiming for something more real, and I've finally reached it. Going with our dragon imposters, of course, we have a hunky punk. Mean-spirited little creature. We have to give it live chickens just to keep it entertained.
So is there like giant walls of glass basically for all these creatures?
There's like a low barrier, and when you look at their exhibits, at first it seems like there's just open air, but then you kind of feel and hear a sort of hum of something.
Okay.
Barriers.
Yes, indeed, magic. I have I like to call him my pet wizard. He hates it. Who helped me engineer this whole marvel. Him and the gnomes, of course, I paid to build the thing. It's ingenious, really. We have a control room downstairs that sets up the whole rune network and keeps all these creatures magically contained. Perfectly safe. Really top of the line.
You spared no expense.
Indeed! I spared no... speaking of no expense, Prince Huxley! How are you enjoying? And you see this, suave motherfucker. And I'm gonna upload his sprite. I did not, do his finished character artwork because, reasons. But I did at least get his sprite done. Prince Huxley Mountbatten. Edmund, you've probably met him once or twice, or at least seen him once or twice. That's the son of the king. Or rather, the son of the former king.
In royal terms, majesty wouldn't be the right word for him, or would it?
Not until he's crowned, no. And I'm sure that brings him no end of fury. Oh, yes. Hello, Hammerschmidt. What's... Oh, more creatures? I thought you said your menagerie was full. Creatures? No, I understand the impression, but these fine chaps are actually friends of George's. I call him George, you know. I should call him Sir, but we're both knights, so who cares? Yes. Well, a pleasure to meet any friend of George's. Are you also dragon slayers?
Your Highness, I am Sir Edmund Guilford.
Oh, another knight of the kingdom, I suppose. Good to meet you, Sir Edwin. Actually, are you travelers?
Yes.
I was wondering, actually. Since you seem seasoned, is it possible you've met this woman? And he pulls out, like a large, not like super large, but like a fairly decent sized portrait, if I can find it. I know I scanned it. It's got to be here somewhere. Oh, come on. This joke is so funny. It has to be here somewhere.
Oh, no.
Charles, get down from there.
Oh, come on. I didn't lose it, did I?
Oh, no.
Oh no!
Oh, I hope not.
If you
Come on.
scan it, look in your history of like...
Okay, here we go. Here we go. I got it. I was on a trip to Perrault to see one of my favorite artists, and he had this portrait of this beautiful woman. Apparently, she was engaged to the Baron, Humperdinck or whatever.
He's dead
And
anyway. So it's fine.
I must find this woman. Her beauty has enchanted me, particularly the thinness of her waist and the size of her bosoms. It is, of course, the portrait that was commissioned of Leone Imbecile by the same guy who did the very, very accurate portraits of Baron Cobalt von Hubert.
Wasn't that a full-size portrait? So he's just having someone carry around a full-size portrait?
Yes! Yes!
And so Charles is gonna lean down to whisper to Bright Eyes and go, "We're not giving him the crown jewels when we get him back."
No, absolutely not.
I wish to point out Mont Blanc is like so furiously sketching. He's just like, oh yeah, someone's talking. Okay. He's just kidding.
Well, they may not have seen this woman, but trust me, someone at this party will. And do think about, what we talked about raising my station a bit. I suppose. If I can only find this beautiful damsel, I would make many lovings upon her body. All right, moving on.
All right. Like, I was enjoying the Catobleblast up to that point. Let's. Oh, those are some dastardly chickens.
It's the cockatrice. One of many attempts to sort of recreate the power of a dragon in a more manageable scale. And like many of them, just utterly insignificant and disappointing. But they are rather easy to get to quite a few of, and it gives some people a thrill. As does this creature. It's called the Grotesque, one of another species of lizard that tries to imitate a dragon and fails utterly, but I must admit the colors in this one are nice. Over here, of course, I have a designer griffin and hippogriff. The griffin, of course, is not a mere lion and eagle. I found some very rare birds, and what's called a cheetah. It's like a leopard, but for sport.
I just want to make
Of course, the hippogriff.
That every time you badmouth a creature, Bright Eyes whispers to it that they're beautiful and lovely, and she loves all of them.
The hippogriff is a sign that love can conquer all, for griffins and horses are natural predators. And yet, they can create such beautiful offspring. Beautiful and rare and valuable. Over here we have Flutterworms, another ill-conceived attempt to recreate a dragon, just combining a lizard with a bat. Adorable. I've sold many of their eggs to various visitors for a tidy sum of profit, but not nearly impressive. And here we have drats. These actually have some dragon inside them. They're dragon cats. Of course, they're better known as pucks, which is what they're called in Russellback. No! And that's when the familiar face of Sir George Garston, not clad in his armor, but rather in fine, attire of a knight out of duty, come and he's marching where he's like, I've told you several times, drats and pucks are different. Pucks are just dragons. They can disguise themselves as cats, but they're dragons. Now, sometimes a dragon results in a drat, when a puck breeds with a normal cat, but pucks are very different than drats. Yes, but they're essentially the same as a dragon and a cat together. No, Hammerschmidt.
That is not to look at, Longshanks.
It's a chimera. They're a chimera. They're not a pure dragon. But it's more fun if they're actually dragons. It doesn't matter if it's fun. It's just not accurate. They're perfect. A puck is a perfectly fine. Yes, sorry. Are you all having a good time at the menagerie? These are the ones I've told you about, Peter. Yes, I've rather gathered. I'm showing them the sights. Garston, while we're here, why aren't you wearing your suit? It's a social gathering. Why would I need to wear my armor? Well, because it's way more interesting to have a Dragon Slayer in Dragon Slayer armor than it is to just have some guy. It's covered in spikes. Yes, well, people will know to get out of the way. Fine. And Garston leaves to go put on his armor. Wonderful chap, that Garston. Not quite civilized, though, if you catch my drift. I don't think he understands how to be a member of the aristocracy. whereas I played the part quite well.
Edmund,
Over here.
to
Yes,
Charles. Edmund whispers to Charles, "Looks like we got to save someone else from this menagerie too."
You know, I was going to say, I hope you don't mind me saying this, but my opinion that most nobles are idiots is starting to hold true. I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm only knowable by the faintest sort of technicality, and I'm barely recognized.
I said most.
Here we have a wonderful creature. It's called the Amphisbaena. It's another one of those serpents that people just overlook because they're not as cool as dragons are. But it's got 2 heads, and they're connected to the same body. It's really strange. Why don't you look at that while I talk to my assistant? Clara, how is the night going? Have we gotten a lot of donations? Yes, Sir Hammerschmidt. Good. And they're writing good things about the menagerie. Yes, they're very impressed. Especially with the crown jewel, as it were, on the bottom floor. Splendid! Now, we are keeping the food situation right. Yes, everyone is being well fed. The cooks are working overtime. Wonderful. Good work, Clara. Good. Over here, my friends, we have the Bonacon. It's a bull that breathes fire, he says. If anyone would like to make a double insight check.
Yes.
I'll do a double insight check, but as we pass the very clear assistant, Montblanc's just gonna make eye contact and mouth, "I'm sorry."
And she's gonna give you the most, thankful look to just be acknowledged for once.
It is not my night for rolls.
Okay, Scrunt,
Mhm.
somehow you know that there are 2 different types of Bonacons. There's the really fabulous type that breathes fire, and there's the much more common type that shits fire.
Wait,
Oh, no.
This is the
Wait.
second type.
but that's just the more common variety. It doesn't breathe fire. The fire comes out the other end.
And immediately, Hammerschmidt claps his hands over your mouth and somehow doesn't notice that he's touching a scaly mouth when he's looking at this man.
Instead of lips.
If you say another word, I'll have your head cut off. It breathes fire, right?
Grunt is not
breathes
saying
fire.
another word, because if he says another word, he'll cut his head off.
Good man. Good man, Scrunt. Anyways, let's go to the second floor, shall we? I know that it's 11. Can we go a little bit longer so I can at least show all the floors off?
I
Okay.
have to go get Nora.
Oh yeah. Okay, then we will see the next floor. The more impressive floors, including the crown jewel of my collection. Next time on No Small Feat.
Well, I don't mind if we go
Indeed.
a little
Okay.
longer. I just have to be away for it. That's all.
I mean,
I don't want you to miss the reveal and the interaction.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't mind waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So next time on No Small Feat, we see the rest of the menagerie.